Don't you just love it when your camera cuts off on you? I'm a little bit long-winded here, but I wanted to do this final. And as I was saying, this whole community fits on a 0.64 of an acre, but you would actually put the whole concept into a 1 acre plot, and designed where the size of the acre would be 6 ways, or like a hexagonal acreage, and as opposed to being square. This way it allows you to incorporate other complexes together with this to make best use of the land. And I just want to go or bring to you how the entrance points would work. You know that you already have 3 skywalks for every 2 pods. So this would be the perfect setup to have a shop there, and you could have another shop arrangement there, and here in the center you could have your entranceway where you could actually drive in a vehicle. And I may have to bump this out. I do have the space to bump it out, but the only problem is when you the next scale up would go from 16 feet across on your walkways to 24, and it could be done, but it would take a little more effort, but it would give you more room in between, so that might be an option here if you're going to use the boardwalks. Okay, we covered the first 3 entrances, and in the back you could have this would be a walk-in entrance that would be gated, and another walk-in entrance that would be gated, and maybe you could use this for an exit point. Makes it a lot easier than having to drive all the way around, but I think I'm going to expand it from the center to 32, make that, I'm not sure, maybe 36 or something like that, so we can actually buffer this out to 24. I'd like to hear your feedback on this. So, if you had to build this in a hurry, as I was saying, each one of these floors are composed of a H31 relocation platform. Each platform is made up of 48 square feet, or 8 feet across, and they all interlink and connect together. You could probably use like a 3/4 marine plywood for your core when you're actually making your relocation platform sections, and you could skin it on either side with a 3/4 fir. You don't want to use spruce, because spruce doesn't have that much strength to it. And maybe seal coat it and with something. You could fiberglass coat it or whatever. But for a time when having a place to stay in the country and for growing food is going to be mandatory, and for living together in groups to make it through these times of troubles that we're coming into. We are coming into 7 years of Jacob's troubles, where the earth is going to go into a time of transition. Not everybody's going to make it through. There will be a handful that will come out on the other side. And for those of you that are familiar with Scripture, it does talk about in Revelations 12:5 that God will prepare a place for His bride in the wilderness. I know it has spiritual application, but it also has a very practical application when the persecution begins. This is a place where the Creator God's going to preserve a people until His coming, and the whole world will know that He is the God of the earth. Most won't receive Him, and so the earth will go through or enter into a time of judgment. But the concept of community living has been thought of for many generations. But in this model, you you could actually, you know, if you had the manpower, say if you had 150 people who would volunteer their time, you could actually prefab all your sections. It take maybe 2 months to make all your sections and wall components, and by the end of the 3rd month you could actually have this all working. So if you had about 150 people working together, or about half the population that this community concept would hold, you could actually do this. And your cost would be basically your plywood, your steel posts, there'd be some machine work to do, there'd definitely be welding to do to prepare your bumped out walls that forms part of the buffer system for your heating and cooling. And what your price would be roughly, if you had the labor, between $25 to $30 a square foot, and that's virtually nothing. The biggest thing is having the people that are on the same page and are willing to work together. And if we can't do that, if we can't come together, it's going to be very difficult for individuals or single families to make it in the times that we're coming into. And back in 1988, I actually started designing entire acreages right up to 3,456 square feet, like macro designs that would house community concepts like that. And the name that I gave for it at the time was a micro center. So this would be one part of the whole sent into a larger arrangement. And you know, if you actually had 9 acres, you could actually set up 6 of these complexes. Okay, I'm going to sign out here. It's Joshua coming to you from Amherst.